Sorry about that. I was actually getting a call. Um, so basically what I was saying was, when I was calling around to different lawyers and I was explaining to them what happened, they all kind of felt like, especially dealing with men, like what happened to me was totally fine and acceptable. And what was so confusing is because I explained what happened to a nurse and she told me that was against the law, called the police. And I explained what happened to the police, and they're like, oh no, it's totally fine. And then I explained it to my psychologist, and they're like, oh no, that's unacceptable. We have to do something about that. We can't let this person get away with what they're doing. And then, I go on the website, and I've shown this in one of my earlier videos. I've shown, what on the DC rape website, how they define rape, and there's 4 different counts of it, and I think mine was or not rape, but like sexual abuse or sexual assault. Mine was like the 3rd or the 4th degree of that. And so, it's just really crazy how easy it is to be discounted as a woman. And so, I've been dealing with this word and this feeling and this emotion, and something just told me to look it up. Okay. And so the first definition is lacking the power to perform physically demanding tasks, lacking physical strength and energy. So I've definitely felt weak due to this situation. But I didn't first, immediately reading that, didn't know it was a physicality, okay? And then the second part of it is liable to break or give way under pressure, easily damaged. Now that really sounds like what I've been going through. I mean, I've been breaking down. I'm seemingly not able to deal with the same pressures that I used to before. And I've become highly sensitive or easily damaged by people's actions towards me or lack thereof. And it's been, that's been very, very hard for me. Looking for help and trying to find, contacting all these different places and getting absolutely no help. And then, reading websites and trying to do the research and understand, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Or why I'm not receiving the help that I should be receiving. And as I said in part 1 of the video, this is something that since being born and since being a woman that we're constantly being warned about. Being lied to, being manipulated, being turned down, being turned away, being ignored just because we are a woman. We will be scammed and we will be taken advantage of just because we seemingly have no clue what we're talking about. And so I just want to say, don't ever let anyone ignore what you believe in your heart. Do your research. You're not alone, more than likely. I mean, everything I've experienced, again, I'm going on Reddit and, all types of websites, even at the bottom of YouTube in the comment section, people admitting to also being sexually assaulted on, other websites. I mean, on other, videos at the bottom. And so, they even have videos on YouTube demonstrating what being sexually assaulted or abused by a doctor is. And I found a lot of comfort in that, watching that video, because it's very upsetting. And I've showed it to men and they don't even see nothing wrong. I mean, they're like, oh, he's just being a little touchy. No, what he's doing is unacceptable. You know, the way we're being forced and told that we don't know what's best for us. And, you know, listen, if I make a choice and the doctor literally is telling me that that's not going to work, if more than one person is telling me that that's unacceptable and this is not even a life or death situation, I don't understand why I'm being pressured. And so the question I continue to ask is, why do I have to say no more than once? Why? And why was the only option presented was to tell them to get out so I can get dressed and leave, or for me to, what somebody told me, oh, you should have just got up and picked up your clothes and walked out. I mean, but I thought this was a safe place. I thought that's what the doctor's office was. I thought that was the place where I have to be completely honest, and you are going to help me, you know, figure out what's best for me. It doesn't seem like that's the case. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, I'm really trying to get over this feeling of brokenness and confusion and just pain and suffering that I've been dealing with. I'm just really trying to get away from it as far as possible. And it's definitely not easy. But I wanna help somebody else with this platform. And so thank you so much for your time. Thank you. You know, if you're going through similar situations or have similar feelings or know somebody and you're concerned about them, you know, definitely continue to do research and figure out what you could do. You know, be supportive, be understanding. You know, they may be angry, they may have outbursts. You know, it's not your fault. But what happened to them is not their fault either, and they don't know how to deal with it. And so if you really love them, you know, you'll just try to point them in the direction of what they need as best you can. Because I don't want you to get hurt as well. You know, I really don't. We all need our support systems. But if you are not able to be a support system to somebody who has been abused, do your best to point them to a support system so they don't feel alone when you have to and need to take a step back for your own safety and sanity. I love you, and if no one's ever told you that you're beautiful, you know, you are. No matter what, you have a soul. I am my brother's keeper. I love you all.